I welcome you all. Great Friday evening meeting number 609. I would like to begin by starting the mission of Toastmasters Club. We provide a support and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication skill and leadership skill, building that great self-confidence and personal growth. Some of the rules to be respected during the meeting. First one, please turn off all your noise-making device or silent mode. Second, speakers are requested to refrain from making any reference to politics, sex, religion, their speech. The audience are requested to mute your mics. No members or audience will be not allowed to in or out meeting once the meeting has begun. Once again, I welcome you all and best of luck. Please help me to welcome our President, Master Deva, to start the meeting.
Thank you, Nelson. A warm good evening to all speech weavers, fellow Toastmasters, speech crafters, and guests. Welcome to Speech Weavers Meeting 609. With the power vested in me as President, I declare meeting open. Today's theme is colors and emotions. And if you look at the varied emotions that we see in us, one of the strongest is fear, F-E-A-R. And right now we are part of Toastmasters because we once used to be afraid, or some of them even now are afraid of public speaking, glossophobia as it's called. Now, last week, somewhere I think more than a week ago, I visited a club called King Speakers Club, and I was deeply inspired by what I heard. This club is very unique because it's a club meant only for people who have social anxiety, stammer issues, and it was started by someone who had a stammer himself. And slowly this club grew into leaps and bounds, and they're making such good use of the platform to find their voice. Now, if you see fear and how we can address this fear of public speaking, do you think fear of public speaking is a rational fear? Can somebody raise your hands and participate in the conversation? Do you think it's a rational fear to be afraid to speak? You can unmute yourself and let out your answer. Anybody? Dharai sir, can you tell me whether it's a rational fear or an irrational fear? You're muted, sir.
I think it is sort of rational. Everybody feels except one or two exempted from the fear. Otherwise, everybody joins Toastmasters to remove the fear. So it's a common factor, but it's not natural. It is sort of, it's not existing. We are out of ignorance, we feel we are scared. The fear is there out of ignorance. So once the ignorance is removed in Toastmaster, we become fearless like you.
I was deeply thinking about this. Is it a rational fear or an irrational fear? What at most can happen? Do we die? Somebody eats us up? Nothing happens. But then what we are most concerned of is the fear of judgment, that somewhere our reputation gets spoiled because of the way we speak. And that's exactly what the club addressed in King Speakers. They were really upset that they wouldn't get the words. They would stop. They would stammer for words. And one thing I got away from that club that day, there was an Oscar-winning scriptwriter who was part of the panel there called David Seidler. And he told that he was a stammerer himself and he speaks flawlessly. And people asked him, what is the reason? How are you able to speak just like normal people? So his answer was simple. See, I was born with a stammer. I even have a genetic predisposition. But my voice matters in the world. When I realized that, when I spoke what I wanted to, and I just told myself, I am going to speak, it's their problem to listen. That was the attitude that he had in mind. And that's when he got rid of his problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, in Toastmasters, we address this fear by constant practice. We get rid of that fear of getting judged. We practice our skills and we get used to finding our voice and letting that voice out. I welcome all of you again, and I welcome especially the guests. Let me just go to my gallery view and see who are there with us today. Yeah, I see Vidya and I see Pulkit, Varsha, who's our new member, Vinod, Kaustubh, Dorai sir, all of you, a special welcome to all of you because you've taken out time apart from your club meetings and been part of this meeting. Now, I would like to hand over the control over to our VP membership because he is going to do something very important to people who start their journey as Toastmasters to induct our new members to our club. Over to VP membership, Toastmaster Joseph.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. Good evening, Toastmasters and fellow Toastmasters. So it is now our duty to privilege to induct the new members into the Speech Weavers Toastmaster Club. This is an important occasion, both of these new members and for our club. These individuals have come to Toastmasters seeking to improve their communication and leadership, and we now have an opportunity to help them learn, grow, and achieve. I will now call our new members forward and ask them to join me at the lectern. Please withhold your applause until the ceremony is completed. Now I will call upon Toastmaster Varsha Kandekar. You are joining a worldwide organization that has helped more than 4 million people learn to communicate more effectively. As members of the Speech Weavers Toastmaster Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You will become part of an outstanding group of people who are dedicated to helping one another in a spirit of sharing and enjoyment. Madam Varsha Kandekar, have these new members been given an opportunity to give their needs and goals with the club? Have they been told how the Toastmaster program works and informed of the many benefits they will receive as well as obligation of membership?
Varsha, have you been told about the benefits by Mayu?
I guess long back we had a discussion on this. So
Okay. I think it's a yes, Joseph, sir. Partial yes.
sorry, I was not aware. Yeah, it says sorry.
Who have been assigned as inducting office, who have been assigned as mentors for these new members. Give names of mentors.
Mayur has been assigned.
Mayur. Yeah.
Mayur is the Toastmaster. Mayur is the mentor for Varsha Kandekar. Would these Toastmasters please stand? As experienced Toastmasters, you have been asked to help these new members get off to a good start. Do you accept this responsibility and pledge to share your knowledge and experience with our new members so that they can immediately begin to benefit from the Toastmaster membership? Mentors, please give affirmative response.
I accept on behalf of Mayur as he is unwell and not available today. So I accept this responsibility.
Membership in this club and Toastmasters International is a privilege that carries with it many rewards. Yes, it also places certain obligations upon you. You are a group of people brought together to do things we could not accomplish alone. Our collective obligation is to grow and improve ourselves and to share our knowledge and experience with fellow members in a spirit of enjoyment. This means you must work diligently toward your own self-development, evaluate others' speeches in a spirit of support and sharing. Assist the club in reaching its goal, remain positive, and keep a smile on your face. We ask you, our new members, to dedicate yourselves to personal growth, to share this gift with your fellow members, and to help keep this Toastmasters Club strong and dynamic. Please face your fellow members and affirm your membership by repeating the following words. I, Varsha Khandekar,
Varsha Khandekar,
in the presence of my fellow members
in the presence of my fellow members
of the Speech Weavers Toastmaster Club,
of the Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club,
make this firm obligation to attend meetings regularly and prepare fully for each assignment, to apply myself to the project outlined in the Toastmasters educational program.
outlined in the Toastmasters educational program. I guess you're muted.
Hello?
Yeah, you're audible now, Joseph.
To participate actively in club activities,
To participate actively in club activities,
to evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner,
to evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner,
to build open, friendly relationship
to build open, friendly relationship
with my fellow members,
with my fellow members,
and to bring other new members
and to bring other new members
into the club
into the club
so that
so that
they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters.
the benefits of Toastmasters.
Would all club members please stand and repeat your club's pledge to its new members? Everybody, we, the members of the Speech Weavers Toastmaster Club, pledge to support you in your quest for self-development, to provide you with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give you opportunity to help others, and to make your Toastmaster membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience. Thank you, Toastmaster Varsha Khandekar.
Thank you.
Now I call upon Vinod Sudhakar. Vinod Sudhakar, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Vinod Sudhakar, you are joining a worldwide organization that has helped more than 4 million people learn to communicate more effectively. As members of the Speech Weavers Toastmaster Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You will become part of our outstanding group of people who are dedicated to help one another in a spirit of sharing and enjoyment. As the Vice President Education, have these new members been given an opportunity to discuss the needs and goals with the club. Have they been told how the Toastmaster program works and informed of the many benefits they will receive as well as the obligation of the membership?
I speak
Yes.
on behalf of Mayur. Yes, he has been told.
Mayur is also the same mentor for Vinod.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay. Would these Toastmasters please stand? As experienced Toastmaster, you have been asked to help these new members get off to a good start. Do you accept this responsibility and pledge to share your knowledge and experience with our new members so that they can immediately begin to benefit from the Toastmaster membership? Mentor, give affirmative response.
Toastmaster Mayur has accepted it.
Okay. Membership in this club and Toastmasters International is a privilege that carries with it many rewards. Yet it also places certain obligations upon you. You are a group of people brought together to do things we could not accomplish alone. Our collective obligation is to grow and improve ourselves and to share our knowledge and experience with fellow members in a spirit of enjoyment. This means you must work diligently toward our own self-development, evaluate others' speeches in a spirit of support and sharing, assist the club in reaching its goals, remain positive and keep a smile on your face. We ask you, our new members, to dedicate yourself to personal growth, to share this great gift with your fellow members, and to help keep this Toastmaster Club strong and dynamic. Now, please face your fellow member and affirm your membership, repeating the following words. I ask with Mr. Vinod Sudhakar. I, please repeat after me. Vinod Sudhakar.
Vinod Sudhakar.
Yes, Vinod Sudhakar. Please repeat. I,
Yeah.
Vinod Sudhakar.
I, Vinod Sudhakar,
In the presence of my fellow members
in the presence of my fellow members
of the Speech Weavers Toastmaster Club,
of the Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club,
you have the write-up in front of you, Mr. Vinod.
no, I don't.
Hello? Do you
No, can you-
have the script in front of you?
No, sir.
You didn't have it. You have to keep that one so that it will be easy for you to repeat after me. Anyway, make this firm obligation
Make this
Please
firm
repeat.
obligation
to attend meetings regularly
to attend meetings regularly
and prepare fully
and prepare fully
for each assignment,
for each assignment,
to apply myself
to apply myself
to the projects outlined in the Toastmaster education program,
outlined in the Toastmasters education program,
to participate
participate
actively in club activities,
actively in club activities,
to evaluate others
to evaluate others
in a positive, constructive manner,
in a positive, constructive manner,
to build open, friendly relationships
to build open, friendly relationships
with my fellow members,
with my fellow members,
and to bring other new members
other new members
into the club
into the club
so that
so that
they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters.
the benefit of Toastmasters.
Would all club members please stand and repeat your club's pledge to its new members? We, the members of the Speech Weavers Toastmaster Club, pledge to support you in your object for self-development, to provide you with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give you Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vinod Sudhakar. Now I think the entire Toastmaster will just give a big applaud to these two members by greeting them. All, please unmute and give a great applause.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph, and welcome officially to Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club, Varsha and Vinod. I hope you have a fulfilling journey. Now we'll move ahead to our next segment, which is time for laughing. And we have a special person from, he's a SAP ABAB consultant at Accenture, and he has a very interesting hobby. He's very happy during lockdown because he's there in his hometown. He's practicing organic farming, grows his own mangoes in a very environmentally friendly way. And something that would surprise you is he's donated blood 50 times till now. So please welcome with a big round of applause somebody who is going to amuse us with a bunch of jokes. Joke master for today, Vinu Karthik. Vinu, you're muted.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Last week, I was telling to my son, I will be playing this joke master role in my club. Suddenly, my wife heard that and she came running towards me and asked, Vinu, are you joking? I said, I am serious. I started practicing for this role from last 1 week, and my wife and my son were the audience. And I paid bribe for them to laugh now and then, even though they were not getting laugh. My wife asked more bribe to laugh more. And my wife is very good at storytelling, but my son, he doesn't like her stories. Every time he wants me to tell him stories before he going to sleep. Because he will be in an assumption that my body weight is more, so my brain will be accumulated with more number of stories. One of my manager gave me feedback, I am worst at my communication. He told, better improve. I was scratching my head. What he is talking about, whether he is talking about idli batter or dosa batter. Later I realized he said better improve your communication. When I appeared for my examination, master degree examination, one of my lecturer was very liberal in the examination hall. All the students were mass copying, and my lecturer said, once you go out of the examination hall, don't tell outside that I am loose. His intention was to say, don't tell I am liberal in the examination hall. Once me and my wife were watching the movie Dangal in December 2018. She was very inspired by that movie and she gave me a challenge. Even I was motivated and I accepted the challenge. Then I asked her what was the challenge. She told me you need to reduce your weight. I accepted at that moment. Then one Dangal is over and the next 2 Pongal festivals is over. Then I was unable to reduce my weight. Till now I am waiting for that magic date to reduce my weight. I hope everyone laughed at my expense. So I will be meeting you soon. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepa.
Thank you, Vinu. You're getting better and better at your jokes. I'm sure everybody agrees. I'm sure you saw so many laughs in your virtual screen. And now it's time to move and gallop ahead to the main person of the day, the person who stitches all the segments for us. She's somebody who I met 2 years ago. She was demure, not sure about herself, and now she's a confident lady, starting a new career, an independent person. She is a doting mother, a UX designer of a profession. She is an artist and wears a lot of caps in her life. And recently she's been, if there's some title that we can give her, we can call her the serial champion at our club. Call humorous speech. She's been representing our club. Evaluation contest, she represented our club. And table topics also, she represented our club. Now she's represented us till the division and she came second. So congratulations to her for getting such wonderful caps to wear and feathers for Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. And I would call on Vandana to lead the segment Colors and Emotions for us today. The virtual stage is all yours. And please welcome Vandana with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Deepa. For a second, I'm like, who are you talking about? She's a serial champion. So I think for me, I'm always figuring out what to do next and I'm never sure. So I think I'm the same person that you met 2 years ago, but along the way, I have won a few things. So I feel better about myself. So colors and emotions. I have 3 questions for you. Now, please think very carefully. I don't want you to give me the answer right away, but just think about it. What is your favorite color? Think about it. Keep it to yourself. I'll probably ask a few volunteers. Second question, do you think colors affect the way you feel? For this, I would love to see a show of hands. Do you feel colors affect the way you feel? We have a lot of people who don't agree with this. Wonderful. All the more reason for me to talk. Okay. Do you think colors affect the way you look at a person or a thing? I mean, when you buy something, do you consider the color as a factor? Or you never color? You never care about it. Do you color your grays? Think about it. Okay, I think everyone is feeling a little shy. I don't trust your answers. I think you're not being honest, but it's fine. I want, like I told you before, I want you to think about it for yourself. So colors and emotions are very closely linked. You have warm colors that can evoke different emotions than cool colors, and bright colors can create different feelings than muted colors. So warm would be your yellows, oranges, reds, and cool colors are any colors. If you take the primary colors, it's yellow, red, and blue. If you keep adding, blue to red, you get pink. So it's a mix of warm and cool color. But if you add more blue to the red, it becomes more like a purple or a violet. So then it goes towards a cooler color. So if you add white to certain colors, it will be brighter. And if you add black to certain colors, it will be darker. So that's how it all depends on how the psychological effects of colors are being used. Colors can make us feel happy or sad, and they can make us feel even hungry or relaxed. So there's red, blue, and yellow. And if you relate them respectively to your body, mind, and emotions, there's essentially a balance between these 3 colors. And every color has a meaning. So here I will ask a few people to unmute yourself and tell me your favorite color. I think I can see Rajesh. Rajesh, you've raised your hand now. You have to tell me your favorite color. I think he forgot that he put his hand up and then now he can't put it down.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah, Rajesh, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue.
Blue. So blue, probably Rajesh is someone who likes to be seen. I'm not saying that he is. I'm saying he likes to be seen as a more serious, intellectual, positive, intelligent, trustworthy, efficient, serene, peaceful, logical, cool, and calm. And
Wow.
I know Rajesh, so I think some of these things are kind of true. So if you've noticed, a lot of IT companies, like the company I work with, use a lot of blue in their brand colors. So it's about, bringing in trust to whether, you can trust the brand. So it's about not just people, but how companies also want to show themselves in a certain color to, make their audience perceive them a certain way. It might not be the truth. Okay. So another person that I'd like to call is, we have a few speech crafters here. Are they hiding? Can I have a speech crafter from the audience? Pulkit, come on, Pulkit. I love your sense of humor. Pulkit.
Hi, Vandana.
Hi. Okay, you're not in the mood to have your camera on. Can you tell me your favorite color?
Black.
Black. Okay. I think at some point I stopped buying black clothes because when I looked at my wardrobe, everything was black. So black is sophisticated, glamorous, secure, emotional safety, efficient, and sometimes it can also be perceived as something cold. So you may have noticed that in certain countries, people wear black to funerals. So I'm not saying, Pulkit, you want to be seen as very sad, but it's seen as very classy. So if you've noticed, Netflix, they like to recreate the mood of a theater. So they use a lot of black in their the user interfaces. Now, why I'm talking like this is, forgive me, but I'm a UX designer. So I like looking at brands and things and figure out why we feel a certain way when we look at them. Okay, Varsha, I'm seeing you for the first time. I don't know if I've seen you when you attended as a guest, but welcome to the club. Can you tell me your favorite color?
My favorite color is white.
White, amazing. Only thing is, I look a little fat in white, but I love white because you feel very positive. There is clarity. It seems it is perceived as very pure, clean, simple, but as sophisticated as black, efficient, very difficult to wash. Any kind of stains of white, but also white can be seen as very sterile, slightly unfriendly. If you've noticed, hospitals use a lot of white. I don't know if they want to be seen as unfriendly, but they sure want to be seen as very clean and neat. Okay. So who do we have? Okay. So the Raisa, would you like to tell me your favorite color? You're on mute. I think you're not ready to say your color.
No,
Would you like
absolutely.
to?
I love colors. I love colors. I would go for sky blue.
Sky blue. Okay, so we have only blues. So I will sadly put you along with Rajesh. Trust, peace, and loyal. And it's just that yes, when you add white to blue, it becomes lighter. So it feels more peaceful, and you're more receptive. If you've noticed, a lot of baby clothes come in light blue. So there is something very cute and very loving about the color. So I like your choice. Who do we have next? Vidya. Vidya, hi Vidya.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you tell me your favorite color?
Pink.
Pink. Okay. So pink is seen as, let's see. It's practically impossible for me to remember all the meanings. So I have a trick, to kind of refer. So it's physical tranquility, nurture, warmth, love, and certain and is for so we have a lot of brands, companies that creating awareness for breast cancer use a lot of pink in their branding. Okay, so I think maybe you might be thinking whether we invite a wonderful person who's here judging us right from the beginning. He's a very quiet person, and you will never expect the things that he does because he'll be sitting quietly in one corner, and all of a sudden he's doing PR with the district for Toastmasters, working with the radio. Then all of a sudden he's leading speechcraft for us. So he was our past treasurer. 3 words he does that best describes him. He is an introvert, hardworking, and he loves traveling. He's a manager in HSBC in finance and analytics, and he loves the color red, which is also my favorite color. So I'd like to invite our general evaluator who will look at what are the things that are going right and not so right. So I'd like to invite Toastmaster Ashwin. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Vandana. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So I am the general evaluator for today's meeting. For the benefit of the guests, my role is divided into 3 parts. So one is to introduce the tag team members. The tag team is timer, R-counter, and grammarian along with the listener. And finally, I'll also give my evaluation report at the end of the meeting. So before I would like, first of all, I'd like to introduce our tag team members. That's the first. I would like to introduce the timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Varsha, to explain the role. Over to you, Toastmaster Varsha.
Thank you, General Evaluator. A very good afternoon to everyone, to the fellow Toastmasters and the guest of today's meeting. I'm a timer for the day. I will be timing the speeches, evaluation and the table topics. I will also alert each speaker the time they have left using the green, which is the qualified time, the yellow, which is the target time, and the red, which is the finish time. So for the prepared speeches, it is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll be flashing the green light. That is and at 6 minutes, I'll be flashing the yellow light. And at the 7 minutes, I'll be flashing the red light. So after there will be a grace seconds of 30 seconds. So after 7 minutes 30 seconds, the speech will be considered as disqualified. Coming to the evaluation is of 2 to 3 minutes. Green light for 2 minutes. When it is crossed to 2 minutes 30 seconds, it's yellow light, and for 3 minutes it's red light. Next one is these table topic speeches. Table topic speeches of 1 to 2 minutes. So the green light is for 1 minute. When the time is crossed for 1 minute 30 seconds, it's yellow light. And when the speech is crossed for 2 minutes, it's red light. So I'll be keeping a report of each of the speeches today, and I'll be providing the report at the end of the meeting when asked for. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator Ashwin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varsha, for that detailed description of the role of timer. So now I would like to invite the R counter for today's meeting. So the original R counter assigned was not available. So I would request Milind to take up the R counter role as well and explain the role of the R counter.
Ashwin, I will take our counter role.
Okay, Rajesh, is it? Okay.
Role. Yeah.
Sure.
As an R counter for today's speech, I will start my R counter role from now on.
Sure.
As an accountant, I will note down that the filler words you and so you know. So I'll be noting all the accounts and the pause, long pause, short pause, and I will end up the meeting. I will submit my report when called upon by general evaluator. Over to you, Ashwin. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh, for taking up that on the fly. Thanks a lot. And now I would like to invite distinguished Toastmaster Milind for describing the role of grammarian and introducing the word of the day to the audience. Over to you, Toastmaster Milind.
Language is very important to communicate, but language also needs a spine bone, something like what we need for a human body to ensure that we are able to move our body correctly. The same thing is with the language. So the spine bone is what is grammar for any language. So as a grammarian, my job is to highlight what are the good areas of every speech, of every role takers, highlight those phrases being used there. At the same time, highlight areas where there is a scope for improvement. So Ashwin, can you share the word of the day for today? Or Vandana?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Since I've taken on the fly, I have no idea what has been formally announced as the word of the day.
Sir, can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
Can I say one word?
Go ahead, please.
A rift, sir. Disagreement means disagreement. Rift, R-I-F-T.
Good.
Not
So,
in good relation.
Toastmasters, the word of the day is lift, R-I-F-T. This disagreement. So in Toastmasters, we may have a rift, but it will be very harmoniously settled. We'll respect others, even if we have a rift in our opinions. So with this, hand it over to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Ashwin.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Milind, for that brief description of the role of grammarian and introducing the word of the day. So now I would like to invite the listener for today's meeting. So the listener, Toastmaster Vinod. Over to you, Toastmaster Vinod, to describe the role. Toastmaster Vinod, you are on mute.
Sorry. Thank you, G. Good evening, everyone. I'll be playing the listener role today. Hearing is an automatic brain response to sound. We are surrounded by sounds all the time, right? That includes noise too. But listening is different. Listening is more purposeful. It needs focus and it needs effort. In my role as a listener today, I'll be noting down interesting tidbits, highlights of information from speakers, and ask questions in the end of the meeting to other Toastmasters. Hopefully that will not create a rift. Back to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod, for describing your role as well as using the word of the day for the first time. Thank you. That brings to the, we have introduced all the role takers or the tag team members. Now, what are we going to do with the tag team? So we'll basically evaluate the entire meeting from the start to finish, and we'll bring back with our detailed report towards the end of the meeting when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day. So right now, I'm passing the control back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vandana. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ashwin. Looking forward to your evaluation. So to quickly tell you about Toastmasters for the benefit for all of all our guests today, it was set up by Ralph C. Smedley, who wanted to promote public speaking and develop leadership skills for the youth. Today, we have more than 16,600 clubs in 143 countries with more than 200 clubs in Bangalore. That means if you're a Toastmaster, you can attend meetings online all over the globe. About our meeting, it comes in 3 segments. One is prepared speeches, followed by table topics, and then we have the evaluation. We met our general evaluator, so he'll come with his report in the end. So moving on to our prepared speeches for today. Our first speaker, before I call him, I'd like to invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Shubhadeep, to read out the objectives of his speech. Over to you. Shubhadeep? Okay. I'd like to request Deepa to take up the evaluation. It seems I noticed that Shubhadeep had joined us, but we seem to have lost him. So is it all right if I mail you his evaluation sheet?
Yes, it should be fine. I think I will. I think it's there in the WhatsApp group. I'll figure it out. 1 second.
So what I will do is I will present my screen because it's not there in the WhatsApp group. So you can probably read it out.
I think Vandana Shubhadeep is my evaluator.
Yes. So you will be speaking first because our earlier speaker 1 has some technical issues. So I hope that's all right.
Okay.
Okay. So Deepa, would you like to, I'm sharing my screen. So if you can read out the object.
The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about and practice facilitating a question and answer session. The purpose of this speech is for the member to practice delivering an informative speech and running a well-organized question and answer session. He is responsible for managing time so that there is adequate opportunity for both people to participate. Mr. Toastmaster.
Okay. Thank you so much, Deepa, for stepping up and just taking up the evaluation very last minute.
Toastmaster Vandana, if you can specify the time, exact time that Varsha has to type.
Sure, I'll do that. So since it is not our usual speech project, this is to facilitate a Q&A session. The timing is 15 to 20 minutes. So you can show green at 10 minutes, amber at 15 minutes, and red at 20 minutes. So speaker, please note, you'll be shown at 10, 15, and 20 minutes. Okay. So to talk about our speaker, he joined the same week as me. He became a Toastmaster in 2019, and it's been 1.5 years since we've become such good friends. He's been the Sergeant at Arms, he's been our secretary, he's currently our VP membership. He came to meet the elite people of public speaking, and he wanted to keep himself active and socialize, getting involved in all the activities of the club. 3 words that describe him best is loving, honest, and hardworking. He's an author in the making, an architectural consultant for churches. He's a retired senior project engineer, and with around 30 years of experience, worked in Saudi Arabia. And his favorite color is blue. I'd like to invite our speaker for today, Toastmaster Joseph. I seem to have missed out on your speech title. So can you help me with that, Toastmaster Joseph?
The Horseshoe Tunnel.
What is it?
The Horseshoe Tunnel.
Okay. Okay. So over to you, Toastmaster Joseph.
The month was August and the year was 1971. I was posted as a junior engineer for quality control of the canal works of Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. This Nagarjuna Sagar Dam is one of the world's largest masonry dam constructed on the Nandikonda Hills. Nagarjuna Konda, it is also called, from there it gets its name. This is one of the world's largest masonry dam funded by Central Government of India way back in the year 1955. I was very happy to be a quality control junior engineer because the supervisors will be working and I will be overlooking their work. And it is really great to coordinate with them and explain to them how the work should be and so on and so forth. During the canal flowing, that time we will work for extension of the canal works. When it comes to dry state, that is when there is no crops, we shut the canal and start repairing the work, canal works. At one such incident, I was deputed to main canal where I almost tried to finish all the supervision of the repair works, so on and so forth. I was very much interested in one particular work. That was the construction of the horseshoe tunnel. This horseshoe tunnel is located at the gorge of the mountain of Nandikonda. It is 84 feet deep. I wanted to see how they are lining the horseshoe tunnel. The name horseshoe comes from the shoes of the horse. The shape is accepted in the engineering design for stability of the lining of the tunnel, because usually the tunnel is carved out into the rocks and a lining has to be given in order to have a smooth flow of water. This lining is to be done by a high strength concrete. So I was very interested in how they are going to do this and what are the measures that they will adopt. So I asked my superior, who is in charge of the entire canal region for quality control, and I said, sir, I would like to visit the horseshoe tunnel during concreting. I asked for this permission because the whole area of the project site is vulnerable for accidents. You cannot leave your jurisdiction and go to elsewhere. Lest there should be any accident, you alone will be responsible. In order to avoid such problems, I asked him and he gave me immediate permission because he really have a great respect for my work and honesty. That was the relationship between me and my boss. So the moment, one night I was just standing in front of that horseshoe tunnel. It was 84 feet deep in a gorgeous, but an engineering feat it is. It looks wonderful and fantastic. I have never seen in my life that depth of the gorge of a mountain, and it was a greatest engineering feat. So I was watching along with my friend who also accompanied me down to that level of 84 feet depth. As I was watching, I hardly find the number of people who are supervising that concreting. I was very surprised. This particular structure is a cardinal structure that is very important to give a flow of the channel from the 84 feet depth. That is the starting point of the entire canal system of one part of Andhra Pradesh. So I was very much interested in watching it. There was nobody except one or two, and I was very much confused. This is a very important structure, and very few people are there. There is no laboratory people to test, to do this, that, and all. How much of inquisitive one should have in doing that or observing that structure which is not manned sufficiently. The concrete structure, it is a high strength concrete, which needs a very good, strong steel support and good vibration, and every supply of concrete has to be tested well before it is placed, and a good vibration to avoid honeycomb in the structure. All these things are just not happening. I don't see a laboratory man. I don't see a supervisor asking somebody to vibrate it properly. There was no such activities, and I was very surprised. I was talking to my friend who accompanied me. What nonsense is this one? People are not taking care of an important structure. And this is made me so upset. So I was watching, and finally I went and above the 84 feet, and I asked one of the supervisor, why this is not manned properly, why the testing is not done for the proper consistency of the concrete as well as the slump requirement. All these are technical requirements. This has been forgotten totally. So then I asked him, sir, because they went for some dinner or this, that, some type of excuse was given to me. However, I noted down this factor. It was really a worst way of supervision as I decided to put it down. Because as a quality control JE, I know what are the possible things that you have to complete before the concrete is done. So this is how I felt so sad. So then what I did was, I went back to my place, and then I thanked my the superior, and I told him, sir, thank you so much for this one, and I really enjoyed this one. The structure, concreting and so on, but there is a little bit of the flaw I have noticed, and I told him what all I have observed. So he noted it down, and somehow or the other, I went back to my station. Usually, when the canal, water is given in the canal, it will go slow in the beginning, and later on, it will be increasing its level and flow speed also till it gets the maximum level of discharge from the tunnel. The tunnel is the starting point of the entire canal. So the warning was given to all the people who are working on the canal to refrain from staying there and try to leave the canal as soon as possible because the water is being let out. So it all done and said and done. Then the water level was full. Then one day, after that, all of a sudden, I hear a bad news. What happened? Due to the pressure of water, the entire lining collapsed, and it has been seen on the bed of the canal. An immediate investigation was arranged, and when they found out that the work was done carelessly and it was not taken serious by the people who are responsible for it. So the committee decided for the carelessness and their what I would say, the lethargic way of looking into the structure, and they were dismissed from the service once and for all. Now, what my message to all construction engineers: you should love your job. You should be aware of your responsibility. You should know that any flaw should not cause dangerous to human life as well as to the property, because we are the taxpayers of this. Therefore, this is my message to the construction engineers. Now, I would like to ask the audience, you may ask any questions that you would like to ask.
So for the quality control engineer, Joseph sir, I'm here. I have a question to you.
Yes, sir.
So for quality control, civil engineer for such dam construction, can you highlight 2 or 3 specifications which were not followed exactly? So it will be more a bit technical, but it will make us better understanding.
Quality control is people have, there is a specification to do a particular work. For every work, there is a specification. Especially the concrete work, we have certain specification. That means the strength of the concrete is designed and there is a ratio of the mixture of all ingredients together with the cement has to be maintained. That is my lookout also in one of the quality control requirement. The second thing is that you have to have testing the concrete whenever it is supplied to avoid the consistency of the concrete as well as its slump requirement. The third thing is that you have to vibrate the concrete because the concrete, when it is thrown into the place, it remains at one point only. So you have to distribute and see that the vibration is done such that you don't have a honeycomb. It is just because of this reason, all these were absent in the tunnel. So this is the cause of the collapse. People have neglected this. Anything else? Anybody? Of course, it is you can also ask me one more question that why that art show is designed. Can anybody wants to know?
Yes, please go ahead.
The art show is designed only to give stability. The stability of the structure is more important, especially in the tunnel lining. Tunnel always have an uneven surface all around. So the water has to go smoothly. Therefore, we line the tunnel for a smooth flow. But certain geometrical shape, the engineers have taken over it such that the art show seems to be ideal for stability purposes. Anyone else can ask many other questions.
So what happened? This is Akash. What happened about the tunnel afterwards? Like after the engineers were
collapse? Yeah. See, what's happened is once we release the water in the canal, we cannot shut down the canal anymore because this collapse will not affect the entire canal. It will affect only that portion, let us say 100 meters of debris that will be on the bed of the canal. After that, the water will go normally because it is only a little bit of obstruction and the force versus that particular obstruction is overshooting because the force is very much, and therefore we don't stop the canal until the next season when the canal is supposed to be getting repaired. Horseshoe tunnel is getting repaired. Do you know this Nagarjuna Sagar Dam? It is one of the most a green revolution for India. The Prime Minister said this is what we call the Temple of India because it has given a great green revolution in the sense of agriculture. Not only that one, also the electricity. And it is costing 136 crores. It started in 55. And one thing that would be, I would say, is when Panditji was asked to inaugurate, he called one of the gypsy women to press the button to open the gate. That was his, what you could say, the heart and mind of over the laborers. Is anybody wants to know why the Nagarjuna Sagar Dam is a masonry dam in the world? Because
yes, please go ahead. Yeah.
Because this masonry dam provides more workforce Thousands of people have been involved in the construction of the dam that gave an opportunity to every one of the downtrodden people or say just below like poverty line people to work for themselves and have an opportunity to earn their livelihood. That was the engineering decision. It could have been a concrete, but they wanted this. That is why it was called the largest masonry dam. Panditji has decided that every labor, every workforce, thousands of engineers, thousands, millions of workers were involved. It was a great sight to see, and today is an historical place for visit. That was the beauty of Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. Any more
Thank you, sir.
questions? I would like you to ask more questions so that I can give you more and more information. You know, there is one more important thing in that place. That place was there two cultures. One was the Hindu culture, where the descendants of Rama had established a city there and they were ruling that area. The entire lake area of today has a two historical monuments that they recovered. One is the Rama culture. The other one is the, what you call, the Buddhist culture. There's a lot of monuments of 3rd century was discovered during the excavation. Actually, this project was started during the British period only. It is not started in after independence. It is before independence. The survey was done and everything was done. They have decided this is the place we will construct this dam. That is the. Then what happened? The entire 760 villages which compromised the what you call the city, two great culture, has been drowned completely. And only the important monuments have been taken and put it in the one of the island in the middle of that lake area. So that is why it is still retained as one of the tourist center. And since it is started in somewhere in 1967, it is almost, you know, a dam will have only 100 years. Unfortunately, this particular dam is done on a calcium rock because that area is calcium rock. So the calcium dissolves, and it silts. So one of our great engineers, he said, he will give you a solution that he opened up a sluice gate so that the silt could be flushed out. Otherwise, the entire dam will become a playground after 100 years. That is the engineering part of it. I have 2 more minutes. If you want to have any questions, I can give you, I think.
What is it that the most you miss about that time in your career?
With regard to the Horseshoe Tunnel work, you mean to say, or?
Yes.
Your question is what I missed in the entire construction of the dam, you mean?
What do you miss about that time?
The time.
Yeah.
That time, actually, I was a junior engineer. I never thought very much about how it will come out successfully over the period of years. In spite of working in foreign country during the period, I came back on one occasion and I joined the department. I got a letter that the dam construction is completed. That was a great, great achievement that the country has made, and the engineers have sacrificed and their duties, and there were all people who have been retired, and again another generation. Like that, it took so much of time. It took 12 years. It is not really 12 years. It started in 1930s. So it is a great time that it has been taken. And that is one of the wonderful monuments that our country has created. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph, and congratulations on completing your level 4. Next, I'd like to invite our second speaker. We are running short on time. She's been a Toastmaster for 1.5 years. She is the VPPR in Akamai TM Toastmasters Club. She loves meeting new people, learning from them, and she loves working on enhancing her oratory skills, and that's why she became a Toastmaster. 3 words that best describe herself: God's favorite child. She's a software developer at Akamai Technologies, and her favorite color is blue. Before I invite this speaker, I would like to invite her evaluator, Toastmaster Saurabh, to read out the objectives of her speech.
Thank you, Timot. So our second speaker is attempting her project, Understanding Your Communication Style. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about the different communication styles and identify her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of her style on others. During the completion of this project, the member responded to a questionnaire to help identify his or her communication style. The member will deliver a well-organized speech about some aspect of communication styles. The member may choose to speak about his or her own communication style as she uncovered through the question that she answered, or the impact of her communication styles on herself or others. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. Obviously, the speech should not be a report on the content of the Understanding Your Communication Style project. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Vandana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabh. And without further ado, I'd like to invite our speaker. She is doing her L2P2 Presentation Mastery Pathway. Toastmaster Sakshi, is India ready for cashless economy? Over to you, Toastmaster Sakshi.
Safety is the first no burden of the cash you take. No notes, no tension, fear of handshakes. But internet is what it takes to use safe banking. Traveling outside cashless is still our thinking. Good evening to all of you. My name is Sakshi and I am going to talk about, is India ready for the cashless economy? Imagine you are sitting in a restaurant. Well, imagining is the only option left for us thanks to this lockdown. And you had your meals and now you're swiping a card, but the card isn't working. And you are still in cashless economy India. Who did not come across the news of long queues that are built outside of ATMs, of banks, in different numerous districts while COVID-19 is showing its ugly face and we are in cashless economy India. A mobile ATM van is arranged and outsides of military camps and areas which are bounded to go. In that areas also, people were standing in long queues to take the cash outside, and we are still in cashless economy India. Cash is still the king. Despite so many initiatives, India is still lagging in the cashless economy race, and cash is still the king in India. About 80% of transactions in India are still cash reliant. I don't think it's time yet to eliminate the cash, but I propose that having less cash economy or having a less cash economy, not a cashless one, is a better option. Let us look at the challenges for India to become a cashless economy. Infrastructure development is the basic challenge to India becoming cashless. Around 191 million Indians over the age of 15 are still not having bank accounts. Most of the time, it is just one member of the family who's having the account and running the finances of the family. which limits the number of cards people can have. Spreading the internet is another one issue in India. The internet connection in India is very irregular in remote places and in villages. So 4G is still not available everywhere for smooth transactions. The biggest disadvantage of the cashless economy is that not everybody has the knowledge of doing digital transactions, and hence it reaches to limited urban population and semi-urban centers only. It is easy to do the digital transaction, but people who have less knowledge or limited knowledge about mobile phones, about using digital media, are exposed to cyber frauds, and they eventually lose their hard-earned money due to these online scams. Another demerit which I think of cashless economy is the digital mode of payment like credit cards, wallet payments, internet banking. They all involve some transaction fees, which is not the case when we do cash transactions. So nobody wants to pay that extra amount also. Another reason what I think is the political unrest. In recent times, we have seen the states like Jammu and Kashmir, and we have seen northeastern states which faced lockdowns due to the political reasons. And the first thing that gets blocked there is the internet. In such circumstances, cashless transactions like usage of card, e-wallet, UPI, it totally becomes impossible. So these are the real case scenarios. There is a personal experience of mine which happened recently in January, where I suffered the same problem. So during the rift between Indian farmers and the government of India, there was a protest which was planned on 26 January 2021. The government has ordered complete shutdown of internet in Delhi and National Capital Region, and only the BSNL networks were working. So I was out from home whole day, and I was not aware about this decision or this government notice. So whole day I was thinking that my SIM card has a problem, and that's why it is not showing any networks. While it was late evening and I was planning to go back to my home, I was shocked that all of my transactions were failing. I wanted to recharge my another number so that I can call, which was BSNL, but somehow my OTP was coming on the primary number that was blocked. So after all these trials, I eventually have to ask for cash from some stranger as a helping hand so that I can clear all my bills and book a cab to go back home. So that day I realized that revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, but cash is king. While the world is still ruled by cash, there are pockets of places that are moving away from cash. Currently, Sweden is the leader when it comes to embracing digital payments. If it continues like this, Sweden can effectively go cashless by 2023 and may gain the title of world's first cashless society. India is not ready to fully embrace a cashless economy. Perhaps the country can try to implement the concept of less cash society on a smaller scale and implement it in a larger scale thereafter. Once the concept gains broader acceptance, it may be easier to adopt it in a larger scale. So for now, a cashless society is a distant dream, but a less cash society is still a possibility. Thank you all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sakshi. She was a little worried because she actually got logged out, and you just came back and joined on your phone, and it was a great speech. See, I think we learn in Toastmaster in spite of any hurdles that come our way, we can just overcome that and move on. So we come to the most exciting segment of our session today. And for this, I'd like to invite a new member, just a month old, and he's ready to be the table topic master. And he joined Toastmasters to improve his communication and leadership skills. 3 words passionate, hardworking, and competitive. He's a consultant at Sea Profit Wealth Management Services. He's a director at Deep Pocket Technologies, and his favorite color is dark blue. I see a lot of different shades of blue. I'd like to invite our table topic master for today, Toastmaster Adarsh. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, and good evening to all Toastmasters and guests. We have come to this time of the session where we have some table topics. So before I move ahead, I'd like to tell you what table topics are exactly. So table topics are impromptu speeches that are given based on a random topic presented to an individual. But today's table topic session will happen with a twist. As part of today's session, you'll be striking conversations with another person based on a given scenario. So I would like to see volunteers today because we at least need 2 people for each table topic. So before we start off, I'd like to tell you about the first table topic, which is going to be a conversation between a seller and a buyer. Let me repeat, it's going to be between a seller and a buyer. Is there anyone that would like to volunteer? I would like to see some speech crafters being a part of this as well. I think we can probably start off with Mr. Kaustubh. So would you be ready for this?
I am not a speech crafter. I think you should definitely.
Sure.
That's okay. I think you should pick members of your club because we are anyway running late. So you should give the benefit of time for that.
So yeah, I think you'll be playing the role of a seller, and I'd like to have someone that will be playing the role of a buyer. I'll explain the scenario based on that. Is there anyone that would like to play the role of a buyer? I need volunteers right now.
I can do it. Sorry.
So I need a seller and a buyer. So
I can do it.
Sorry. Mr. Durai sir. Durai sir, would you be willing to play the role of a buyer?
Oh yes, sure. Why not?
All right. So there's the scenario. So as a seller, Mr. Kaustubh sir, as a seller, you happen to sell a pen with a tagline that says 5 times better than your normal pen. You're selling the pen at a price that is ₹50, which is more than the average price of a pen. And as for a buyer, you happen to be an interested buyer that does not want to pay the entire money. So please start off. We'd like to start off with the buyer. So you're just about to enter the shop and you see this incredible ad in front of you of a pen, and you happen to go to the seller, and the seller has the pen with him, and he wants to sell the pen desperately. So please start.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Sushma, can
I
you
love
spotlight
pens.
both the
I'm looking for
speakers?
some wonderful pens.
Kaustubh and Durai, if you can spotlight both of them on the screen, we can see your conversation happen together.
Okay. I'm looking for a wonderful pen because I love pens. Could you please suggest me what is the best pen and what would be the best price here?
Well, I have only 2 pens for sale today. The first one was the pen that was used by Cleopatra. And the second pen is more special than that, and I'll tell you this why. I once attended a Toastmasters meeting at Speech Weavers Club, and there was a lady called Sakshi who narrated an incident wherein the internet was cut off for the entire day and she had to actually beg money from a stranger. Now, after that, I have invented this pen. What this does is if you touch the pen on a blank piece of paper, it magically prints the Indian currency. The market rate of this pen is about 50,000 US dollars. Since it can print any currency, we don't sell it in Indian currency. We send it in the internationally accepted currency, which is US dollars. And for you, I have a special price, which is $5 million. It's yours to lose. The decision is yours. You want it or not. I think I have difficulty hearing. Me?
See, I don't think it's useful for me. I would like that.
I had difficulty hearing you. I don't know if it's my problem or at your end. Does anyone have trouble hearing him?
Yeah, he seems to be having a network issue, or he's in shock.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, now yes, yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking for a pen which is unique and it should be smooth and it looks nice. I don't want a pen which prints currency because it's pretty dangerous. I'll be behind bars if I use such currency pens. Could you tell me something else which can be very nice for me, useful for me?
So given the particular situation our citizens find themselves in because of the vanity with which the government revokes the internet rights, they have allowed the use of this pen in the country.
I think it's a different norm altogether. I will prefer a beautiful pen. Please, if you have, apart from this pen, if you have something else, please let me know, which can be unique for myself.
Yeah, then it should be Cleopatra. But that's going to come a little cheaper. It's not $5 million. It's just 500,000.
Even 500,000 is pretty expensive for a pen, I think.
Wait, it's Cleopatra's pen. There
I
is
would like to have a pen which will say Dorai's pen. So I would look for something around, max I could give around $2,000.
You would pay $2,000 for your pen, but not 500,000 for Cleopatra's.
No, no way.
I don't know how to drive this anymore. I'm out of pens.
Because Cleopatra's pen makes no sense to me. I would like to have a pen which can write
You
for me.
obviously don't know who Cleopatra is.
Sorry, I heard her name. I never seen anybody.
Thank you.
All right, then. So that was an incredible job from the both of you. And at the moment, I'm beyond thrilled to buy the pen from Mr. Kaustubh, sir. In fact, after the session gets over, there's a chance that I might even talk to him about buying the pen. That is in case if I had the money. So you know what? I'm going to go to work from tomorrow, and I'm going to work as long as I can so that I can make enough money to buy the pen. So moving on to the next scenario, which is going to be a scenario where there's going to be a presenter and a winner, an award winner, so to speak. So I would like to have two volunteers for this. I'd like to see a presenter and a winner. Is there anyone that would like to step up? Okay, then I think I have to randomly pick out people at this point. Milind, sir, would you like to be a part of this?
Saurav wants to take up one. And I think Milind also has raised his hand.
All right, sir. We'll take Milind, sir. So Milind, sir, is going to be playing the role of a presenter. So, and Saurabh, sir, is going to be playing the role of a winner. So, Milind, sir, you're about to present this award to a 25-year-old with his first Oscar after having starred in a movie called I'm an Idiot. Sir, please go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, Oscar goes to a person who lived in Amazon, infested with mosquitoes, jumbo-sized mosquitoes. And that's why, after staying there for 100 days and still coming back, the jury decided he was to be given this award. And the award which will be given to him this time is a Odomos, because next time if someone goes in Amazon and stays for 100 days, he will not be suffering, because in this person had to suffer a lot. So please join me in welcoming the winner of this award, Mr. Over to you. You can give how did you spend your time in Amazon for 100 days?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. And And from the bottom of my heart, I'm thanking all the mosquitoes which were there in my hometown. So I come from a place called Baguyati in Kolkata, which is like the Mecca of mosquitoes. So we have mosquitoes the size of small puppies, to the smile of pigs, to the smile of big elephants. You name it, we have it. And we have it in all kind of colors. We have it in all kind of flavors. Yeah, I've tasted them because sometimes they get inside your mouth. And seriously, all these years of spending time with mosquitoes, getting bitten by them. You know, one night what happened is I was sleeping on the terrace, and suddenly I discovered that I was in the balcony. And how? The mosquitoes carried me along with the mosquito net and the mattress all the way to the balcony. So I thank all the mosquitoes which have come to my life all through these years. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, wherever you are. And I will not kill any mosquitoes from now on. I will keep the Odomos as a memento in my room. And thank you so much, sir. Thanks to my family for buying a house in a place which has mosquito infested. And thank you. I really, really, really appreciate this gesture. Thank you.
Wonderful job to the both of them. And it almost felt like I was being given the award. And I feel extremely delighted with the fact that there were many participants today. And in the best interest of time, I think it's time for us to wrap this thing up. So over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Vandana.
Thank you. I think we've learned one lesson that we have a lot of people who can sell you anything, no matter what. And then sometimes the buyers are so shocked that they don't know what to say. Thank you, Adarsh. It was a very interesting session. We've all noticed there were a lot of people who didn't raise their hands when they spoke about colors and whether it can affect. But when you saw red, green, and yellow, I'm sure it quickened your heart or made you stop speaking. So definitely there is an effect of what color can do to you or the way you speak. Next, I'd like to invite our general evaluator. Let's hear about what all went wrong today and what we did right. Over to you, Toastmaster Ashwin.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Vandana, once again. So let's get started with our evaluation segment. First of all, I would like to invite the evaluator for the first speaker, Toastmaster Deepa, to share the evaluation. Over to Toastmaster Deepa. Or
Ashwin, Shubhadeep was back when Joseph was speaking.
Okay, sure. So over to Toastmaster Subhadeep to share the evaluation for the speaker one, Toastmaster Joseph.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwin. A very good evening to all the respective Toastmasters, dear guests, and of course my target speaker for today, Toastmaster Joseph sir. One man rightly said, to be successful, the first thing that we need to do is to fall in love with our work. So no matter what profession we are in, if we fall in love with that profession, we will be successful. In the speech today, delivered by Toastmaster Joseph, it was a session based upon experience, based upon learning, and most importantly, the passion towards a dedicated work was clearly visible throughout the speech. We could literally feel the level of excitement, the level of dedication he had throughout his career, throughout his journey. Coming to the context of the speech, it had great deal of information. It was well researched, it had knowledge. And it was very much evident that your speech, or through your speech, if a person shares his or her own experience, it becomes a tenfold stronger delivery. So if you are sharing our own experience, we tend to deliver even better. Dedicated to the speech objectives, it was very well organized, researched, and an evenful Q&A session was done towards the end. And I felt really impressive on the way you shared facts when you asked the questions and when no one responded. You shared facts about the canal from your experience. That was very aptly done. Coming to the recommendations, especially dedicated to this project. Now, this is a presentation that you delivered, right? And during the Q&A session, we may have an audience which might be quiet. It happens with all of us, especially if we are delivering something in front of C-level people or in front of an audience which are in executive level. We will get an audience which is silent. That happens with all of us. And during these situations, the best advice that I can provide is you can end the session with a thank you note and tell them that you can always get back to me with questions or comments that you have, rather than sharing facts about canals or anything for sure, because this was a Q&A dedicated session. And if there are no further questions, we can definitely go ahead and close the session rather than extending it with facts or any other details. Though, again, I'm not trying to demotivate you on that aspect, but again, respective to a presentation which happens for an executive. For example, you can, of course, say towards the end, thank you. And I believe there are no further questions. And I would like to end the session. And of course, I'm sharing my details. For any questions, any comments, you can always get back to us. So summing everything up, great content, good presence, delivery was very much aptly done. And with a slight recommendation dedicated to the presentation today, I'm sure we are going to hear wonders from you, Joseph, sir. Thank you, and over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subhadeep, for that wonderful and detailed evaluation for Toastmaster Joseph. So now I would like to invite the evaluator for second speech, Toastmaster Saurav.
Thank you so
Over
much.
to you, Toastmaster Saurav.
Thank you so much, G. Can I have Toastmaster Sakshi on camera? Toastmaster Sakshi. Okay, Toastmaster Sakshi, I would first want to congratulate you on your confidence.
Yes.
It is very difficult in today's world where we are actually not speaking to humans. We are speaking to that small pin. There's a bulb lighting up there, which tells me that you can see me. And I'm speaking to that. I'm not speaking to you. And that's a paradox, right? Because when I'm looking at it and talking, then actually I'm not looking at you. But when I'm looking at you, you think that I'm looking away. Such similar challenges are there with the online world. And then just before the speech, you get logged out and you have internet issues. It's very, very, very normal for you to get fretted by this, but you were not fretted by it. So I think that confidence that you had from the very beginning till the very end of the speech, congratulations for that. That's a good job done. Your speech was definitely loaded with a lot of information. And that's also a very good sign of a speaker who is well prepared with the speech that the person is making. Now, I would like to draw your attention to a very important aspect. This is an interview given by Dhananjay Hetiyarthi, who is the 2014 World Championship winner. In this interview, he talks about two kinds of speeches, a good speech and a technically good speech. So good speech is the one where you play to the gallery, where everyone likes your speech, they appreciate your speech. And a technically good speech is a speech which meets the project objective. In Toastmasters, there are two things that we need to keep in mind. We need to make a speech which touches our hearts and mind. At the same time, there are certain objectives that we have to meet, particularly as we move up the level. Right? So level 1 icebreaker, it's a free run. Level 1 P2, it's a free run. But after that, slowly you have to do research and presentation. After that, you have to do communication style. After that, you have to do this, that, and like this, it kind of goes on. Now, what was your project objective? Your project objective was to make a speech on your communication style. You have to discover a communication style through the questionnaire, and then you have to explain to us what your communication style is. Now, that's a very, very key aspect of any Pathways project. We can make a great speech, but it has to also meet the project objectives. So that is one thing which I found missing because I was not finding the project objectives being. It was an informational speech, a great informational speech. I learned a lot. But what I was looking for is to understand about your communication style. But you had a great opportunity. Money is not only a form of transaction. Money is also a form of expressing emotions if you take it to a different tangent altogether. For example, when you have money, you have a job, your emotions are always positive. You have a bright view of the world. When the demonetization happened, all of us had a crash crunch. All of us had a lot of tensions. We moved suddenly into PayPal and Paytm and all of that. So that created a new set of challenges in terms of communication. So various ways you could have brought that out, linked in back to your topic. So I would want you to focus on these project objectives and redo this speech once more. because please remember, the project is about understanding your communication style and explain to us what is it all about. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurav, for that wonderful evaluation. So now we will move on to our tag team report. So I would first invite the timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Varsha, to share the timer report, please. Over to you, Toastmaster Varsha.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So the timer report is, I don't have a brief one, but Vandana took introduction about 8 minutes and 52 seconds. Speaker 1, Joseph, he took overall, it was 20 minutes and 28 seconds, but his speech ended at 10 minutes and 2 seconds, and rest was the question and answer session. Evaluator 1, Shubhadeep, took 3 minutes 13 seconds. Speaker 2, Shakshi, she took 6 minutes 37 seconds. And Evaluator 2, Saurav, took 3 minutes 29 seconds. Coming to table topics, the topic 1, which was between Kaustubh and Durai, the seller and the buyer, it took 4 minutes and 2 seconds, maybe because of the network issue. Then it was table topic 2, it took between Saurav and Milind, it was 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Thank you. So over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varsha, for that detailed timer report. Now I would move on to the R counter report. So I would request Toastmaster Rajesh to share the R counter report, please. Over to you, Toastmaster Rajesh.
Yes, Toastmaster Ashwin. Let me start. I started my R counter report from my speech when I was giving my role. So the Toastmaster Rajesh started with the 30 seconds explaining about R counter. In that one, 2 times used R. And timer Varsha, thrice she used R. Listener Vinod, 1 R and 1 arm. The today's both speakers, Toastmaster Joseph and Toastmaster Sakshi, spoke very well. I was keep noticing, keep listening that are they going to make any mistake? Are they going to use any filler words? I did not find much, but I feel little R arms by thrice by both the speakers. But the Toastmaster Joseph used actually a couple of times, repeating words actually a couple of times. And then Evaluator Saurav, yeah, he used so, I think twice. Table topic master Adarsh, he used, I think, sorry, Toastmaster Adarsh used so thrice. I have noticed more number of hours used by Toastmaster Vandana and Toastmaster the GA Ashwin. They have used around the 5+ hours and arms. And Toastmaster Vandana used filler words. So both Vandana and Ashwin both used filler words so a couple of times. For the table topic session, table topic speakers, Toastmaster Kautab, Dorai, Milind, Saurav, they spoke very well. And I did not observe much on any filler words or any repeating words in their speech. Yeah, thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Ashwin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh, for giving that wonderful R-counter report, even for taking up that R-counter role on the fly. Thank you. Now I would move on to the grammarian, distinguished Toastmaster Milind, to share the grammarian report for today. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Milind.
Thank you, General Evaluator Ashwin. Vinod and Sakshi, kudos to them for using the word of the day, lift. If I have missed out anyone, you can just raise your hand and let me know. Now, words which were excellently used, which I really enjoyed, was a distance dream. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, cash is still the king. And cardinal, uncovered, So these were the words which I really liked because it was very aptly used in those particular speeches. And even tits and tidbits. So that was also a nice apt word which they used. The areas for improvement. In a Toastmaster, when we give a speech, you are also supposed to be a script writer. So make sure you write your script to the T. So it becomes very clear, because more adjectives or more precise you use your words, it helps you not to use a generic word like so and so forth, this and that, what I want to say. So one can avoid that in a particular prepared speech. Instead of that, you can use a particular word or adjective or explanation what you want to say. That will make your script powerful and your speech can also improve. And that will add spine to your speech. So with this, I hand it over to the general evaluator, Ashwin.
Thank you, Grammarian Milind, for that detailed grammarian report. Now we'll see what listener has in store for today. Let's hear the questions from the listener. So over to Toastmaster Vinod to share the listener report, please.
In the interest of time, I'll just keep the question to just one because we are overrunning. In terms of the question itself, what was the depth of the gorge which from where Joseph Sir was witnessing that engineering marvel?
Is it 100 feet?
84 feet. 84 feet.
That's right, 84. That's the right answer. Somebody is definitely. I didn't catch who answered that.
Varsha, it was me.
Good job, Varsha. Thanks. Over to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod, for that listener report. Now, again, in the interest of time, I'll keep my report, the general evaluators report, also short. So we started the meeting on time. So the Surgeon at Arms Nelson started the meeting on time. So a couple of Nelson, you have started. You have read out all the rules and that has to be talked about at the start. The only suggestion is to bring in a bit more energy when as you're starting. You should try to grab the attention of all the audience. So one thing you can do is probably shout at the top of the voice to grab the audience and bring in more energy. Coming to President's address, Deepa. So she has opened the meeting in style with the usual energy that has been brought in. There was also interaction with the audience and she has also welcomed the guests, which was very much appreciated. So the next part was the induction. So there was the induction of the new members by Varsha and Vinod, which was conducted by Toastmaster Joseph. I believe this was not part of the agenda that was floated around, so it could have been better if it was also added in the agenda. Coming to the joke master, Vinod, so that I felt that the delivery of the jokes were very well. I mean, it was really well delivered, I believe, especially the first part where he introduced the context with his conversations with his wife and child. And there were a lot of word plays that were done, like the dangal and pongal and better and batter. So it was really interesting. And hats off to you, Jopasser Vinod. Coming to Toastmaster of the day, Vandana. So she again, as usual, she has brought in the voice and the energy that has to the meeting, and there was an interesting color, the theme around the color as well, which was very interesting, and there were interaction with the audience. She very well managed to stitch the meeting together from the start to the end. I always felt that she has that presence. Whenever things go wrong, she tries to pitch in and make it rectified. So that was very well done. So a couple of points, probably areas which could have been improved. One is, I believe the speech title was missed out for one of the speakers. this could have been avoided. And probably one was the acknowledging the presence of district offices. I believe that could have been done in the meeting. So probably that's all for the Toastmaster of the day, Vandana. So coming to Table Topic Master Adarsh, despite being a very new member, so Adarsh, you were very confident in conducting those table topics and hope to see you take more and more roles, different roles, and bring variety. So you have also, it was a different concept compared to the usual way of conducting the Toastmasters by calling two people at a time. So one suggestion that I have is when you're making that change, it would be better to communicate that timings also. So since there are two people, probably instead of 1 to 2 minutes, it might be 2 to 4 minutes. This could have been communicated at the start if that kind of a change is being made. Otherwise, it's a well conducted speech, and everybody enjoyed those table topics, the combinations of two people each delivering the table topics. So very well done there. That's all I had for my general evaluation report. So now I'll would like to hand it over back to Toastmaster of the day, Vandana. Over to you, Vandana.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I think we have always something to learn and improve at every meeting, and thank you for that wonderful report. Let's all bring in these changes and make our meetings more efficient and more to the point. So to everyone who thought about the colors that they like, whether colors can change the way they feel, whether colors can change the way you perceive someone, think about it. Today, why are fairer women preferred over darker women when it comes to marriage? Why are people discriminated because of the color of the skin? Why do we see certain colors as very negative, even if they are not? Think about why we choose a certain color. Is a certain color recurring in your wardrobe? Think about it. And I'd like to pass it over to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Deepa. Over to you.
Thank you, Vandana. A big round of applause to all role takers, participants, audience for organizing this successful meeting. To all your efforts. So the voting form has been shared by Akash in the chat box. Please feel free to vote for your best participant and role taker and speaker. And I have a few announcements to make in the meantime. So some things have been circulating in the WhatsApp group. Have you all registered for Coronation 2021? Have you seen the promo? How many of you have? Can you raise your hand? Let me just have a quick. How many of you have registered? Okay, so the numbers better be improved because this is a month-long extravaganza. We have wonderful speakers organized by our wonderful district team. 40 odd speakers is what I heard, last heard. So it's drawn from across India, across the world, leaders, not just Toastmasters, not just speakers. There are talk fest, conferences, ask me anything sessions. So this is something you need to sign up for because earlier when it used to be physical sessions, these used to be held at a 5-star hotel and it used to be charged around 5,000, I think, for 2 days. So now, since it's virtual, it's all free. So I urge you all to experience these wonderful sessions. I mean, a lot of effort has gone behind it and you will feel enriched at the end of the day, visiting all these and meeting such interesting people, having these wonderful conversations with them. And the next important announcement is the Speechcraft segment. We have a blockbuster Speechcraft session coming up Saturday and Sunday. That is tomorrow and day after. Tomorrow we have International Speech Championship semi-finalist 2020, Fuzzy Gotuako. Speech viewers know him. He's my mentor. I'm kind of very lucky. I got him as a mentor. So he's doing a presentation on vocal variety. So at least be part of the first 30 minutes. It's something that you shouldn't miss. And the Sunday's session, we have Dr. Rajdeep Manwani, the icon of District 92. He's again a serial winner in district championships. He's won 5 times table topics and he's been getting so many laurels that he didn't participate so that he makes room for more winners. So please be part of the Sunday segment. It will start at 9 9:15 instead of 9:30 Sundays. So be there at least for the first 1 hour, because it's going to be a very interesting takeaway for you. And he'll be presenting on how to say it. So how do you play with words? These are my announcements. Akash, are the voting results ready?
So we have 14 participants, only 8 responses so far.
So if you all can look into the chat box and place your votes, we can announce the results immediately. And may I ask, Sakshi, how you felt about the meeting today? Sakshi, are you there?
Yes, Deepa. Hi, I'm here. I felt really good. The most important thing I feel is there is a lot of content to hear. It's not just segments are just going on. It's just like in the starting, you had the ceremony. That one I liked. It's not a casual thing. Means we don't do it. I'm taking some fruitful points and some takeaway points for me to use in our clubs also. So that's good.
Thank you, Sakshi. I've come to your club a couple of times. I think we will visit you soon sometime.
Sure,
sure. And how about I hear from Vinod? Vinod, what did you feel about the whole meeting? Your feedback?
Yeah, I've done a few meetings in the past as well, and I think it's a very good discussion we have here, and in terms of the feedback and the small stories during the table topic sessions, all those I quite enjoy. So very much looking forward to play and speak.
So you're going to be part of tomorrow's Speechcraft, right?
Yes, I am.
Great. Varsha, how about you? Will you be part of Speechcraft tomorrow?
I'll try for it, but I'm busy with my other
If you're
studies.
free, you must come to the session, because it's going to be really something that at one segment you're going to get a lot of things to absorb. Okay, Akash, is the results ready? Are the results ready? You're on mute, Akash.
Yes, yeah, we have got 13 responses. Now only 13 participants are there. So,
Go ahead.
Yeah. For the best supporting role, the majority of vote went to Joke Master Toastmaster Vinu. Please give a round of applause to Toastmasters Vinu. For the best role taker, the majority of vote went to Toastmaster Vandana, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vandana. For the best speaker, the winner is Toastmaster Joseph. And the best evaluator, as per the results, Toastmaster Shubhadeep got the majority of the vote. For the best auxiliary role player, grammarian DTM Milinth got the won the result. For the best table topic speaker, Toastmaster Saurav has been the winner.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. With that, the result is.
Thank you, Akash. Thank you. And congratulations to all the winners and participants. And Vinu, you must be really feeling proud. I was so happy with how you delivered your jokes, and the script itself was a winner to begin with. Congratulations, a special congratulations to you, Vinu. And I think this wraps up today's session. We'll meet you again tomorrow, hopefully, day after again, and again Friday. See you. Have a happy weekend. Bye-bye.